Hi everyone, my name is Darian, and in this video I'm going to be rereading some of my favorite books from when I was a kid and just talking about them, reading them with you guys, giving a review, seeing how my perspective changed. I'm just really excited to dive into this. So for the books I picked out two. The first one I read back in elementary school. I think I read most of the books in this series. This one is Junie B. Jones and Her Big Fat Mouth. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember all the specifics of this one, so I'm really excited to reread that and just see what I think. I know it's pretty short, it's about 70-ish pages, so it should be a quick, humorous read. And then for the second book, this one's a little bit longer. This one is Bridge to Terabithia. I know I read this back in 5th grade when I was about 11 or so, and it was my first heartbreak. It was so tragic. This book is super emotional. It has an emotional punch for those of you who have read it. I'm not going to share all the details, but this one is on the longer end. It's a little over 100 pages, longer text, so I think these are the two we're going to read, and I will also be incorporating some literary aspects as I've been taking a children's literature class this semester, and this is my final project, so I'll be talking about the characters, the writing style, the setting, all that sort of stuff. So that's what to expect in today's video, and let's get into it. Okay, here's an update on my reading. I'm about halfway through Junie B. Jones and Her Big Fat Mouth, and short summary of the story. Basically, this book takes place, Junie B. Jones is in kindergarten, and they're having like a job day at school where they dress up as whatever they want to be. And she's struggling because she doesn't know what she wants to do when she grows up. And one of the things I noticed right away was her behavior. She's very impulsive, she wants attention from other people, and she often acts and speaks impulsively, which can definitely be some sort of ADHD because her peers do not act the same way, and she's always getting yelled at by her teachers and in trouble. So I thought that was interesting. A couple things that I think really resonate with like readers this age and kids who read these books are like the wanting attention. She struggles to fit in with her peers because all her classmates know what they want to be for job day and she doesn't, and they're making fun of her for it, which isn't kind, but she's definitely struggling to fit in, which I think is relatable to a lot of kids getting into school and being around other people. And she also has a new baby brother living in the house, and she's frustrated because she's not the only one getting attention from her parents, which I think is just something that a lot of young kids can relate to that have younger siblings and have gone through this. So I do think, however, that her behavior is not a very good example, so that kids reading it should not like be influenced by her behavior, and the author should make it more clear that her behavior is not normal and should not be praised. So that was the only thing I disliked about it so far, but other than that, it's humorous, it's short, it's fun, it's relatable for young kids, and I really like it. Okay, I just finished Junie B. Jones and Her Big Fat Mouth, and I really enjoyed this book. I think it had a lot of good messages. It was humorous, it's relatable to kids, and one of my favorite messages or like learning points that I think is good for kids is just kindness and treating everyone equally, because in the story, Junie B. Jones decides that she wants to be a janitor for job day, so she dresses up and she starts sharing with the class, and a couple of the mean kids start calling her names and saying that girls can't be janitors and that janitors aren't an important job, and she defends herself, the teacher defends her, and I think that's just a really important moment in teaching kids at this age that kindness is important and that they can be whatever they want to be. So I really like that part. Okay, and the last part that I liked about this book was how the author made the janitor like a role model and someone that Junie B looks up to in this story, because she doesn't get as much attention as she wants from her parents, and she's sharing the spotlight with her siblings, so it's nice for her to have someone that she can look up to like that. And I think that was just a really cool factor of this book. But overall, I really like Junie B. Jones. She's got some behavior flaws, which is obvious from the beginning of the book, but she learns a lot. She learns how to stand up for herself, and yeah, I think this is just a great book for kindergartners, and it's really relatable. So next I'm going to read Bridge to Terabithia, and I think I might listen to the audiobook, so I'll update after I start that. I just found like the biggest foreshadowing in the entire book, and now I remember what happens, and I'm so sad. Hey guys, so I did finish reading Bridge to Terabithia about an hour ago, and I read the second half of the book on the physical copy just because I wanted to take it all in. And if I start by giving a summary, basically Jessie and Leslie are in 5th grade. They're meeting each other. They become friends when Leslie outruns him because Jessie wants to be the fastest in his grade, and they just hit it off. They create this like magical world they call Terabithia, where they go to the woods and they swing across this rope swing, and it's kind of like their secret place, and they're the rulers, and their relationship, their connection is so adorable. They're both such caring and thoughtful people, and it's not even like romantic. Like there were hints at like the romance, but it was more just really close friends. They cared a lot about each other, and it does have a really sad ending, which I like the emotional aspects of this book. It does hit deep, and I think learning about these like mature topics at that age is important. It deals a lot with like grief, and there's suggestions of like abuse, family, and like money problems, so it's a great way to like introduce that to younger kids. And another thing I loved is just all the metaphors in this book. There's a lot more than you'd see in like younger kids' books. But even just like the Bridge to Terabithia itself is a metaphor. I'd have to find a quote. Okay, I drew a blank, but yeah, just the metaphors, the way it was written, the writing, the characters, everything about this book is amazing. Kind of had like a whimsical, magical realism feel, the whole rulers of Terabithia thing, but it combines so many aspects of like real life and reality too, which I love books like that. That's like my favorite thing to read. And yeah, just the relationship is everything in this book. It's really emotional, and I probably wouldn't recommend it to anyone under the age of like 9-10 just because of the maturity level, and it's kind of complex. Like there's big words in here, and reading this now, like I thought this was totally suitable for like anybody to read at any age beyond that, because it's just such a good story. And yeah, overall I really enjoyed both of these books, and I love to do this project. It was fun to look back at some things that I used to enjoy, and they were still just as good and fun the second time around. So I learned a lot, and I hope you guys enjoy doing this with me, and thanks for watching. Bye.